Hi Wildings, welcome to or welcome back to the Wilding Tarot YouTube channel where we do intuitive tarot card readings for basically whatever you want, whenever you want, but especially spiritual development and relationships and love and all of that really good stuff. My name is Jade Rewilding and I'll be reading your cards for you today. I'll get into a more detailed explanation of the reading that we're doing in a moment, but basically it will be a soulmate reading today. But in the meantime, how about we zen out and watch me prepare our ritual space. It can get you in a really meditative state so that you're ready to intuitively pick your card in a moment. But let's get into the reading. Okay, so today's reading is going to be details about your soulmate or your specific person, as you can tell from the title. This can either be just like your next soulmate or soul contract that's coming into your life, or it could be kind of your end game soulmate, the person you end up with, or it could be a soulmate that you need to encounter on your twin flame journey before you get to reunite with that twin flame. Or you could take this as twin flame energy, kind of whatever fits your situation, just adapting the messages to suit. So using your intuition and discernment, you're all powerful intuits and creators and all that sort of stuff. So I'm sure you're going to know what messages are for you and which ones are not for you. If you watch the whole time lapse, I did shuffle out cards that I've asked Spirit to represent for the 3 soulmate readings that we're going to be doing today. So interestingly, what came out was fire, air, and water. So I'd probably recommend choosing a pile based on kind of the vibe of who you think you might connect with the most out of someone represented by fire energy, air energy, or watery energy. And yeah, if you're not really sure, you can always check the description box at the very bottom, because it'll give kind of a brief description of each reading, and then you can just use those buzzwords for your intuition to send you to the right place. But yeah, for everyone else, just sitting with a fiery energy, an air energy, and a watery energy, and discerning what feels good and right for you in terms of who you're going to end up with. You probably know on some level. I think we're just so much more powerful than what we give ourselves credit for, and I feel like you're gonna know. So just choosing a pile based on the vibes, whatever passes the vibe check, and then wherever you end up, I will see you there in a moment. Hey there, pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose this fire element card, then I'm assuming that you intuitively feel like the person that you're going to end up with is going to be this, or your next soulmate connection, is going to be this fiery kind of energy. So the signs that are correlated to the fire element is Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. So perhaps your person will be a sun sign of one of those signs, or they'll just have lots of fire dominant energy in their chart, and especially their big 3 or big 5. But we are just going to see if there's any more energies that we need to know about using this astrology deck. But yeah, let's get messages for soulmate energy for pile 1, please. We get soulmate energy for pile 1, please. We get soulmate energy for pile 1. Okay, so pile one, what we've got is we've got the Grand Trine, which in astrology is a is aspects of planets that represent like blessings or just like really powerful positive energy in your chart. Triangles are like a very kind of sacred shape. They're a very powerful shape. But yeah, it's a very powerful, sacred, like positive energy. We also have Taurus energy. So this person might have some Taurus energy in their chart. They may be very second house Venus energy dominant as well as fire dominant. So the second house has to do with possessions and owning. It's ruled by Taurus. It's also ruled by the sign Venus. So kind of like feminine energy. And then we have the Sun card, which can represent our like our spirit, our yang energy. It also represents our ego and our personality. It actually rules the 5th house, which is also ruled by Leo energy. So the 5th house has to do with like pleasure, fun, children, and yeah, like Leo kind of bold, creative, like fire energy. So there's a lot of like Leo energy. So your person might be dominant in the Leo energy out of the fire energy dominance that you experience in their chart. Or they may have like an important kind of Leo placement that somehow like corresponds with your chart, like it complements your chart really well. But yeah, let's get a little bit more specific. Actually, let's pull our descriptors for you first. Can we please have details about pile one's person, please? Okay. So we have confident. That's definitely that Leo energy coming out. Extrovert. Again, I feel like Leo is one of the most extroverted signs in the zodiac. Athletic body. Blonde hair. So it could be naturally blonde or have been blonde as a child, or have dyed their hair blonde or something like that. Fit. Again, so definitely fit and athletic body. They're going to be very, very fit. Short. So this could be just like whatever society standards of short is, or it could just be like short compared to you, like shorter than you. Introvert. So this person might be an ambivert, so have a bit of introverted energy and extroverted energy. They might be one of those energies based on the situation, or maybe your particular person falls more into one energy than the other, and it's a bit of a mishmash here with collective energy. Triangular face. So usually people with a triangular face have like really small chin, but like they're usually broad around the eyebrow, forehead area. Thoughtful. Cheerful. Seems like they're gonna be happy chappy. Oval face. So if your person doesn't have a triangle face, they'll have an oval face, or they might have a bit of a face that's hard to distinguish between the two. They might have like some features of both of these styles, or they may or your energy may be in one and others in this reading will be more in the other. Like it might be a bit of a mixed reading with both energies. But let's get a few more details about your person or your next soulmate using these traditional tarot cards. So we have starting strong with the Emperor and Page of Swords energy. Clarify this Four of Pentacles energy, please. And quick clarify Ta. So part one, we have the Emperor energy. So this is like heavy, like Cardinal Aries fire energy. So your person may be either Leo, Aries dominant in your chart, or have significant placements in Aries and or Leo. The Emperor represents like someone who's got a lot of vision for their life, someone who's usually very balanced, well-reasoned. This King of Pentacles is kind of a similar energy in that way, like it's very disciplined, controlled, and like kind of do what you got to do. And like it's a very secure, stable energy, especially with this Four of Pentacles, which fours in numerology kind of represent the four walls of the home and security and stability and like discipline, structure, form. So this person's going to be very disciplined, structured, probably very yang energy, and just like very, very, very like grounded and reliable. This Page of Swords coming out in reverse tells me that they're not going to be like super naive or gossipy or curious in like a kind of youthful way. So they're potentially going to be older than you as well. Yeah, the Page of Swords is like a very youthful swords energy. So it can be like, yeah, very young and naive. But yeah, I'm getting from this coming out in reverse and being clarified by the Emperor that they're just going to be like super, super mature, very secure, very stable, very kind of like at home in their own energy. They're also probably going to be very action orientated and potentially quite abundant. Like they're probably going to be well off, especially with this Taurus energy coming out. So Taurus rules the second house of possessions and owning. So your person's potentially going to be well off in that regard with this Wheel of Fortune card coming out upright. They're probably going to have a lot of stuff. But let's get a little bit more using... Yeah, so this person's probably going to be a very divine masculine kind of energy with this masculine energy card coming out. And I think this relationship is going to blossom very naturally and like bring out the best in both of you. 33 in like Kabbalah numerology, threes represent like the divine feminine. So harmony and like kind of being able to reflect really positively together and like be very like creative. Yeah, so it's like really good energy for this person, this soulmate energy that's here or coming in or whatever. This person's probably going to have a lot of willpower and be like super focused on like their goals, potentially their career, but they're like gonna be like always like hungry for the next thing. Like they're never really settled with anything, so they're going to definitely probably keep you on your toes with like kind of all the stuff that they're going to want to go and do and achieve while they're in connection with you. But that's not to say that they're like never satisfied. They're actually like super grateful and can enjoy what they've got. I think it's just part of their personality that they like continue to seek constantly. Is there anything else relevant that part one needs to know? So we have a time to give rather than take. Like, I'm getting that both of you probably be very giving in this connection, and it will be very reciprocal and even. You won't have to worry too much about like it being unfair in some way. But yeah, it's important that you believe in magic, because this connection will be very magic, and if you're not prepared for it, it like might be a little bit overwhelming and just like yeah, unfamiliar in some way. And also, like, if this is the connection you want, like, start manifesting it now, because that'll help draw it into you. Like, maybe you can rewatch this reading a couple of times, maybe you can journal about your life with this person, to kind of like call them in, because this is a beautiful, powerful energy. So you're definitely going to have to like kind of match this energy to line up with it. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing some very conscious, intentional manifestation in regards to this connection. But let's see if we can get a affirmation for you, pile one. We get any more. So we have the universe and my inner self are harmoniously balanced. I would say that this connection will be a really beautiful balance for you. Like, you're going to feel really balanced against each other, and it'll be just like generally really positive. And I think it'll be important for you to balance within yourself in the time leading up to this connection, because yeah, you'll be able to enjoy this connection a lot more if you do. But I think I'm going to leave that there, pile one. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed. It's been a pleasure reading for you. My name is Jade Rewilding, and I'll be on this channel doing intuitive tarot card readings for whenever you need it, guys. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to see me more on your feed. But until then, ciao. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading for your next soul contract, soulmate, or soul encounter, whatever situation is coming in next for you, or currently underway, or you know, whatever. Just use your intuition and discernment about how this reading is going to relate to you specifically. But let's get some more energies regarding this soul contract. Okay, interesting. This soulmate, this soul person. Can we have some more energies for pile 2, please? Can we have some more energies for pile 2, please? Can we have some more energies for pile 2, please? Can we have some more energies for pile 2, please? Okay, so pile 2, what we have here is we have our air element, obviously, card to begin with. What's interesting is Mercury came out. So Mercury rules Gemini, which is a very communicative air sign. So potentially this person will be like either a Gemini or Gemini dominant, or like, yeah, they're potentially going to be very like either expressive or like intelligent in some way. They're probably either going to be very like kind of well off, very well into their career, very well set up, or something like that. This is Capricorn 10th house energy. It's ruled by Saturn. Saturn's very like responsible, like honoring your life purpose, life path kind of energy. and Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. We also have the Jupiter return, which generally like is a very kind of fortunate experience. Like it usually brings like abundance, some sort of like positivity, and Jupiter also rules the 9th house of faith and spiritual development and is ruled by Sagittarius as well. So Sagittarius is very kind of like seeker philosophy energy. So this person's probably going to be very intelligent and very well spoken. They may also be quite innovative and creative with this 5th house energy coming out. 5th house is ruled by Leo and the Sun. Leo is obviously very kind of like bold, dramatic, theatrical, extroverted kind of energy. The Sun represents our ego and our personality, but also like our spirit and like our calling. So yeah, this person's probably going to be into like things that like are fun, that fill them up. The 5th house is pleasure and fun, and often offspring as well. So they might be like very keen to have a family. But let's get some more specific messages about this person. Let's find out some more details about them. So we have hardworking. So yeah, this is this 10th house of the world energy. Thick eyebrows, dark skin, dark complexion, stocky, responsible. Yeah, that's that Saturn energy coming out. Thin eyebrows. Okay, so for anyone whose thick eyebrows is just like not passing the vibe check, that one's for you. Dark blonde hair, potentially. Cupid's bow. So the Cupid's bow is like the part of your lip, like the top lip when it goes like makes a bow shape. So like has very well defined lip, and confident. So there's some details that might describe your person, but let's get some more information using this tarot. This is more Jupiter energy. Networker. I didn't see that originally. Could we clarify this Wheel of Fortune card, please? And could we also clarify this Three of Swords energy? And this Temperance energy, please. It's fine. So I'm getting that this person is going to be very much this like divine masculine emperor energy. The emperor represents like someone who's like got a really strong vision for their life, very intent on kind of making it manifest. Usually someone who's fairly objective and great at like kind of reasoning and deductive skills. It's Aries energy, so very cardinal and fiery. This Temperance card usually represents like being in like balanced and being very content. It's corresponds with Sagittarius energy, so it tends to like represent balance when it comes to balancing kind of like human existence and like kind of spiritual work. So Sagittarius is the ruler of kind of the spiritual work house. So someone with this card coming up usually indicates that they're very well balanced in terms of like living their life as a human and enjoying their life as a human and enjoying the experience of being human, but also like very into like personal development and making sure that they're like kind of reaching their potential and being the best that they possibly can be. I'm sensing for this person though that like before you meet them or potentially like some of the work that they're going to be doing with you when you do encounter them will have to do with like overcoming some of their like stuff from their past, and they'll be like very intent on doing this work in the container of the relationship with you because of this Temperance card. Like they'll be very keen to kind of essentially do the work, but this person will have definitely some wounds from their past. They may be like have some fears when it comes to intimacy, so you guys may like kind of have a little bit of stuff come up, and it might be a little bit turbulent to begin with just based on all their stuff coming out, but they do really intend to like heal that with you. So yeah, it might be a little bit chaotic at the start, but you'll be able to trust that they'll like take ownership of the ways that they need to heal and grow, and be willing to do that with you as a team. So yeah, they are really interested in like balancing against someone else and like doing this healing in the context of a partnership. The Two of Pentacles is a very like balanced and kind of energy. It can also represent change. It's a Jupiter and Capricorn energy. So Capricorn's very, I would say, ambitious and hardworking, and Jupiter's very like abundant and like good fortune and good luck. So yeah, this card usually represents kind of like doing the work and doing a good job of it so that it feels really like that it feels really, yeah, like well balanced, and the change is like really positive, like it's in the direction of like kind of growth. And some of the things that you guys will need to be working on straight away is working as a team for sure, with this Three of Wands coming out in reverse. The Three of Wands is Sun in Aries card, so right way up it's very much about kind of like following your passions, like traveling as a team, and doing teamwork and just like kind of working together really well. But upside down sometimes that indicates kind of some of the shadow side of the Sun and Aries. So both of those can be like a little bit stubborn, a little bit in the ego. So yeah, that's definitely something that you guys will need to address early on, as well as this Wheel of Fortune energy. So yes, there's a lot of like potential for like abundance, and this person's probably going to be super abundant in their own right. But there may be some issues with like kind of sharing that to begin with. Your person may be like concerned about like potentially being a provider or something like that. They'll have some hang-ups when it comes to like either sharing their abundance or having faith in their ability to provide or something like that. And so those will be the main two things that'll come up that may be challenging to begin with, but it'll be important that you trust that this person's like trying their best, and like work together as a team on all of this healing, because like kind of the two of you working as a team like this, will kind of infuse the relationship with lots of trust, and being able to kind of resolve some of these things early on will kind of put you guys in a really good position to like have a foundation to like build something really real off. But let's get any more messages. So we have trust and peace. Like I think you will need to trust a lot in this connection, especially early on. There will be a lot of stuff that'll be up in the air and a little bit difficult. And it will take a little bit of time to kind of get to a stage of this relationship where you both feel like really at peace. So you're probably both going to have some like stuff come up and some healing to do. So it may be a little bit challenging to begin with, but it's really important that you have a lot of faith, trust the process, and just like learn and evolve together. And this connection will definitely take you like unexpected places. Like, yeah, I think if you can trust, go with the flow, and just like not resist, that there's like just a lot of potential in this particular connection. Yeah, so I think it'll be really important that you show this person like the real you, and that they show you the real them, like being like really open and honest and upfront with each other will like be super important. Okay, so we have moon energy, surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, the fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Yeah, so kind of as I've been saying, like this will be a little bit confusing and turbulent to begin with. It'll be a little bit challenging, but if you can have faith, trust the process, and like really build trust by working these things out together, yeah, this connection will have a lot of potential to like develop into something really cool. But let's get an affirmation for you, pile 2. Can we get an affirmation for pile 2, please? Can we get an affirmation for pile 2? Can we get an affirmation for pile 2, please? Can we get an affirmation for pile 2, please? So we have, I forgive the hurt that has been done to me. I step away from the prison of resentment. So I'd say for both of you, there'll be stuff from your past that comes up initially in this connection. And it'll be important for you guys to forgive all the hurt from the past in order to like really do the work together. And to not like hold any of your like past resentments on each other, because it's actually not about each other. Like it's stuff from the past. It's like stuff from before you guys were even in connection. And you can start doing that work now, and that will probably help call this person in if you feel ready, by like really opening up that like channel of forgiveness. It seems like, yeah, this person will be drawn to you like a little bit faster, just because that seems to be a very prominent theme of what this relationship is actually going to do for the two of you. But I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed. It's been a pleasure reading for you. My name's Jade Rewilding, and I'll be back on this channel doing more intuitive tarot card readings for whenever you need it. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to keep me on your feed for more readings like this. But until then, ciao. Hey there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading for details about your next or future soulmate. So if you chose this kind of Cancer energy, if you intuitively felt like this was going to represent your person, then this reading is probably for you. But as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and meditate on the rest. But let's go ahead and get some more energies for your future soulmate. Let's go ahead and get some more energies for your future or next soulmate. Interesting. So pile 3, your person's probably going to be very water dominant, which was probably why you were drawn to this Cancer card. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and it rules the 4th house of like family and the home. So it is a very like emotive card. It can reflect a lot of our like kind of inner child like joy, but also inner child wounds. And it kind of in our chart represents where we feel kind of like safe, secure, homey. And then a very contrasting watery energy is the Scorpio energy, or in my opinion anyway. Scorpio rules the 8th house of beginnings, endings, transformation, sex, metaphysics, kind of like all that like real woo-woo stuff. And it is ruled by Mars and Pluto. So Mars is obviously a very fiery, passionate, kind of lively energy, and then Pluto is a very transformative energy. So if your person might be water dominant in their chart and have a lot of Cancer and Scorpio energy in their chart. And yeah, I think it'll be like a very interesting mix of watery energies, because this is like very transformative and this is very kind of like feely, homey kind of energy. So it will be super interesting. But the 7th house of partnerships did come out. So this represents Libra and Venus energy, usually really balanced partnerships, really harmonious, kind of like love and connection. The 7th house rules partnerships and like kind of who we end up with. So it's very interesting that card came out. We also have Sagittarius and Jupiter coming out. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Sagittarius rules the 9th house of like faith, spiritual development, travel, philosophy, and like higher education. And Jupiter's like a very like abundant energy, like good fortune, luck, and like all that sort of stuff is represented by Jupiter. So I would say like, yeah, this person, if they have a little bit of fiery energy in their chart, it might be of the Sagittarius kind of curious seeker, like philosopher kind of persuasion, like kind of teacher energy, or they're just like that kind of energy like manifests in their life in some way. But let's go ahead and get some more details about your person. Can we get more details about pile 3's person, please? Okay, so pile 3, we have black hair, networker, hazel eyes, disciplined, kinky, that's very fun, sculpted eyebrows, that's supposed to be an O, not an I. Typo. But yeah, potentially very sculpted, serious. Got some warrior energy, fashionable, confident, critic. So they might be quite critical, and that might be to do with this kind of like serious warrior energy. They might like have a bit of a guard up. But let's find out a little bit more about the details of this partnership using this tarot deck. Can we have some more about pile 3's soulmate? Got some more about pile 3's soulmate. Can we have some more about pile 3's soulmate, please? Can we clarify this 2 of Wands energy, please? Can we clarify this Page of Cups energy? And can we clarify this Tower and Devil energy, please? Pile 3, I'm sensing for this person, they're probably going to be single for quite a while before you meet them. So when you meet them, they would have been on their own for some time, and they would have really connected with who they are as a person, and really began to uncover a lot about themselves. So the 2s in Kabbalah Tarot represent like kind of wisdom and insight, and like witnessing. And then the 3 of Swords in reverse, I'm getting is like kind of a being on their own energy, like reflecting on maybe some past wounds and just like their past in general, and like any karma that they have, especially to do with relationships. So they're definitely going to be in this very contemplative phase, like when you meet them. I'm sensing that they'll be in a place where they can be much more supportive of another person because they've figured out how to support themselves. So this 3 of Cups energy is like Mercury and Cancer energy. So it's very much kind of like a thinking and communicating to do with like emotions energy. So this person will be quite good at like understanding their own emotions and communicating them. And this will create like a real abundance when it comes to expressing like love, especially early on. Like they'll kind of know what they want and like go after it, it seems. I think like they may come across a little bit soft initially. So the Queen of Wands upright is like a very powerful, passionate, kind of courageous energy. It corresponds with like kind of witch energy because it's reflected in both like Aries and Pisces, so kind of like the beginning and end of the zodiac. Yeah, so it's like a very powerful energy, but I'm sensing like, so the Queen of Wands, like shadow, sometimes she like doubts her own power and can come across like much softer than what she is. And I'm not saying that that's what your person's like, I'm not saying that your person will necessarily be in the shadow side of the Queen of Wands, but I think the shadow element of how she shows up will be relevant. Like I think they'll come across quite like they'll kind of come in like very like softly and smoothly. Like it won't necessarily be this like abrupt fire, like it'll be very like emotionally intelligent, emotionally stable, emotionally like connected, and just like really soft and gentle way of approaching you. And like kind of all of this maybe confident warrior, serious energy will come a little bit later in your connection when they kind of build trust and a foundation with you. But I think, yeah, initially, like they'll know themselves, they'll come in kind of knowing what they want, but it definitely won't be overpowering or like, it won't be like intense. And potentially why that might be is because your person's done a lot of shadow work. Like they've had like kind of their either tower moment or dark night of the soul about kind of who they are. and they've understood kind of a lot of their tendencies in connection, and maybe one of their tendencies, especially with this kind of kinky energy, is like coming in way too hot and like full of maybe physical desire like really early on, and like not building that kind of emotional connection. And so in this connection they'll be very focused on kind of pulling that like emotional aspect out of them, especially with all this like watery energy first, before they kind of go into the like kind of desire and like more physical sort of stuff. The Devil card corresponds with Capricorn energy, so it's a very kind of like experienced knowledge, kind of ambitious, like powerful energy, and so your person's going to kind of like rein that in a little bit, and especially to do with like kind of this kinky stuff. Like potentially they went straight into that like in so many relationships earlier, and I'm sensing that it probably backfired because there wasn't this like kind of undercurrent of emotional support and like maybe aftercare and stuff like that. And so it definitely created some insecurities and like a lack of safety in their connections in the past. So they're going to definitely do things differently this time. They've definitely learned from their past mistakes and want to like show up differently. They're much more aware of like kind of the spiritual element of connection, and that they need to incorporate that into connection. The Hanged One's ruled by Neptune, which is kind of like dreamy, imaginative energy, and like kind of spiritually kind of energy. So they're gonna like embrace that a lot more in this connection. But let's get some oracle cards for you. I almost forgot the word that I was looking for then. Let's get some oracle cards for you. So I think this person had to really accept their kind of proclivities. I'm sensing that maybe they like kind of blamed themselves for that for a long time, but it wasn't until they kind of like sat with it and realized that it's not something they need to fix or change, that it's just something that they need to accept. Yeah, that they kind of like were more empowered by it, because I think in the past, because they were trying to maybe either suppress it or like fix that side of themselves, they got themselves in some hot water. But now they're definitely more on the path of like acceptance and like being really responsible with their own energy. And yeah, as I was saying, they're like coming into this like more spiritual energy, and like understanding that the kind of spiritual based part of connection is much more important than maybe what they first thought, and that there's actually like this real spiritual element of this kind of like kinky exploration kind of stuff. And that spiritual element might have something to do with like working through fears. Like I'm hearing for some people like maybe they fear being out of control, and the way they kind of get down, like whether that's kind of feeding into that fear or like doing the opposite of it, like they find that very helpful. So it is actually kind of like spiritual and emotional work, as well as like it's not something that's innately bad about them. It's just like they just have to be like really conscious about it and like bring like an intense spiritual energy to it. Yeah, this person's probably more of a divine masculine, and they're definitely like coming into that energy a lot more. Like it's not until the divine masculine becomes really emotionally intelligent that the divine masculine's really like empowered. Otherwise they're like can be a little bit like dangerous and like falling into the shadow of the masculine a lot. So it seems like this person will have done a lot of work in that regard. Yeah, and I think the two of you will surrender to the divine in this connection. As your person especially will be doing it kind of leading up to this connection. And the two of you will definitely like be exploring that in this connection for sure. But let's get one more oracle. So we have shine from within. So looks are only skin deep, true beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. It's time for self-acceptance and revealing your true beauty. So kind of what I was like rambling on about before about your person having acceptance. Like I think they're definitely learning how to shine from their inner light and the beauty within and how important that is. And like, yeah, they seem kind of attractive with like all of these qualities, but yeah, they're realizing that there's like a deeper beauty to them. And they're probably going to see a deeper beauty in you as well. And yeah, I think by the time you guys connect, you guys will be like just feeling really good as individuals and able to appreciate each other's inner beauty as well as your exterior beauty. So the affirmations that we have for you is I allow myself to rest, I reap the benefits of my hard work, and I forgive all the hurt that has been done to me. I step away from the prison of resentment. So I think this is definitely to do with the work that they will be doing like before this connection. And this I allow myself to rest energy. I think that's how they're going to feel when they meet you. They'll like feel like that all their hard work and shadow work and all that sort of stuff is kind of finally paid off. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there, pile 3. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed. It's been a pleasure reading for you. My name's Jade Rewilding, and I'll be on this channel doing intuitive tarot card readings for whenever you need it. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date for all of those. But until then, ciao.